Well, Upper Arlington, Ohio was founded in 1918 by developers Ben and King Thompson.
Yeah, but before the city had a name, it had a thriving African-American community. Jennifer is joining us with a closer look at the city's hidden history.
Yeah, so this land that the Thompsons purchased in the early 1900s, of course, would become Upper Arlington, but it was land that only years before actually belonged to a former slave. And after years of research, local authors Diane Kelly Runyon and Ken Shoemaker Starr are detailing his story in their book, Secrets Under the Parking Lot.
It was amazing to find this story, amazing to bring this out, because Pleasant Litchford was an amazing, wonderful, talented, kind, loving man that was the fourth largest landowner when he passed away in Upper Arlington.
A man whose story isn't found in history books.
He was a freed slave from Virginia. He came to Columbus in about 1828. He brought his wife and his 4 grown children.
And they settled in Perry Township, what is now considered to be the city of Upper Arlington.
And I decided I wanted to find out about who these people were.
Litchford was a respected blacksmith and amassed a fortune over his lifetime of nearly $1 million.
That was the fourth largest landowner when he passed away in Upper Arlington.
Part of that land included half an acre for a burial plot that now lies under a parking lot.
So I was looking up all this information, and I found a paragraph that said a Negro family cemetery was on the land they built the Upper Arlington High School.
To make room for the school, the bodies in Litchford's plot were uprooted and moved to unmarked graves in either Union or Greenlawn cemeteries in the 1950s, something that wasn't brought to light until Starr and Runyon did some digging.
And there was a very rich black history in Perry Township, which has kind of been glossed over.
Yeah.
And it's really important that we see people as they are and the contributions they have made. We just don't want the history to be erased.
And there is a lot of history, too.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I mean, they had so much to tell me, and I could only fit so much into a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But they are still looking into the possibility of more remains underneath that parking lot at the school. So they said once the Upper Arlington builds a new school, then they'll kind of look into that a little bit more. Really, they say it's just about honoring his legacy.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see what else they might find, too. Any other artifacts.
And so they actually
have.
They said they found like a little blue bead that's very common, that was common among slaves, passed down from mother to daughter. And they say they found that, you know, through digs and all of this. They had it tested, and so it's really, really cool and really interesting.
I
that
hope
it's
that
just
story continues.
over on the west side.
I had no idea. That's amazing. Thanks, Jen.